In a recent video, I commented that I like unusual guns, and that has spurred a few people to ask me, well, what's the most unusual gun I own? Well, in that video, I said I like unusual guns. I didn't say I can afford them. I really don't own that many unusual guns, or any really super unusual guns. If you want to see unusual guns, go over and subscribe to LifeSizedPotato. He has like all the really cool unusual guns, like the Matabas, etc., and he has high resolution videos of them. So if you want to see those guns, go over and subscribe to his channel. But to answer the question of which gun I have that's the most unusual, well, that's going to be a hard question to answer because, like I said, I don't have any that are really that unusual. I mean, I guess some people would think of my rhinos as being slightly unusual, but they're getting more and more popular every day, so I don't think I would consider them as my most unusual gun. And I guess my Arsenal Strike 1 is kind of uncommon, and especially now that they're not importing them anymore, so it might be a collector's item now, but I don't think I really would consider it that unusual. Now, a lot of people might say my Python is my most rare and unusual gun. Well, it is kind of rare and it's very valuable, but I wouldn't call it unusual. It's a very common gun. It's just not made anymore. If I had to say what gun do I own that is a little bit rare and still a little bit uncommon and you don't see it every day, I'd have to say that would be my Springfield Armory M6 Scout. Now, the M6 Scout is basically the break-top Derringer of survival rifles. It's a little two-shot survival rifle. This happens to be the stainless steel model. Now, like I said, the gun is pretty much a break-top Derringer style gun. You just open the top right here, and the gun does fold in half. And if you want to take the gun the rest of the way apart, this little pin right here just pops right out, comes out very easily, and the gun comes apart into two pieces so that you can easily store it away. Now, if you take a close-up look at the gun here, you can actually see where it says Springfield Armory M6 Scout on here, and it tells you what it is chambered in. This is a 22 long rifle and a 410 gauge shotgun shell version. So this takes a 410 shotgun shell or a 22 long rifle round. And on the other side here, you can see where it was made in the Czech Republic. This is one of the actual Springfield models. This isn't one of the reproductions that you see around nowadays from companies like Chiappa, etc. This is the Springfield Armory model that was made in the Czech Republic. You can also see here, as I said, how this is very much like a break-top Derringer. I have an American Derringer 9mm semi-automatic that has this exact mechanism. You just pull this little lever up and the gun folds open. Now, once you have it open here, you can see there is one chamber for 22 long rifle and one chamber for the 410 shotgun shells. There's also two separate firing pins for each round. Now, because there's two firing pins, the hammer has to act kind of in a special way. So I'll show you how the hammer acts on this gun. You can see this little knob right here. When it's in the middle position, it's locked. No matter what you do, this gun won't fire. There's no contact between the firing pin and the hammer. As you can see, this little block right here is in the center when this is in the locked position. That means it isn't making contact with neither the top firing pin nor the bottom firing pin. It's actually striking in the middle between the two of them. When you twist this and pull it up, that brings the block up. Therefore, it strikes the top firing pin and fires the 22 long rifle. When you push it all the way down, it strikes the bottom firing pin and fires the 410 shotgun shell. Now, it's in the down position now, but when you want to put it in a safe position where it won't fire, like when you got it in your backpack, etc., like I said before, you just pull this to the center, turn it to the left, and now it is locked. That hammer is in the middle, will not strike either firing pin, and it is now safe to carry. Now, the front sight is a big fixed blade sight, so when you switch from 22 long rifle to 410, you actually have to change the back sight. The rear sight here has a flip up and down sight, one for 410, one for 22, and it's actually marked. For 22, it's like a peek through sight. For 410 shotgun shell, it's like a little notch sight. Now, the trigger on this is pretty unique. It's actually kind of like a staple gun. In fact, a lot of people call this the tactical staple gun. It goes up and not back like a traditional trigger. Now, once you're used to it and you have your finger in here like this, it very much feels just like a regular trigger. It just operates differently. But once you get used to it, you notice it doesn't really feel that much different than any other trigger you'll fire on a small rifle. Now, the twin barrels, the 22 long rifle barrel and the 410 barrel, are just bare stainless steel barrels on this model. So this is wrapped with paracord to give you a little bit better grip for the front of the barrel. It gives you something to put your hands on. This is always a good idea. If you have one of these, I always suggest wrapping it with paracord. Now, one last thing I will show you here. There's a button on this side over here that you push and it releases the top here. And you actually have a place for ammo storage in here. It holds some 22 long rifle rounds and some 410 shotgun shells. So you've got ammo with you whenever you take this gun anywhere. There's ammo in it already. If you carry extra, great. But if you don't carry any with you or you can't grab any, there's some in the gun. So there you have it, my Springfield Armory stainless M6 Scout. Like I said, if you want to see some really rare guns, go over and subscribe to LifeSizedPotato. But for me, this is probably the most rare and unique gun that I actually own.